press the record button over here so that I know that it is busy recording. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to day 3 of the Blueprint to Getting Hired. And if you've joined us before, tell me how many nights you've made it here. I know I can see Kurt, I recognize you, and Candace, I recognize you. If tell me how many nights you've managed to attend, and if this is your first time, you can put down first time. 2 nights, Urshi, good. That's great. Evening, everyone. 3 nights for me. Wow. Okay, good job. First time and welcome. 2 nights, Shirley. 3 out of 3. Well done. Good job. Okay, 3 nights, third night. Good job. Okay, so well done, guys. And for those that are new, great that you could join us. I know some of you heard about it late, so some of you have only just joined us. So let's let everybody know where we are from. I'm Kathy. I'm from Port Alfred in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. Oh, Shirley, number 3 tonight. Okay, where are you all tuning in from? Let's have a look and see. Okay, 2 nights and a replay. Yes, guys, if you've missed the replays, just go back and tune into the replays. And also, if you're catching this one as a replay, so if you're not live now and you're catching this as a replay afterwards, go back, watch day 1, and watch day 1, and then watch day 2, and then come back and watch day 3. Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Bongi, you're just down the road from me, not too far away. Joburg, Roodepoort, Soweto, Pretoria. Great stuff. Okay, I think I only see South Africans here tonight. Haven't seen anyone from anywhere else. But if you're tuning in for the replay, let us know. Let me know in the comments where you're from, because I'm going to pop in tomorrow into all the comments, and I'm going to comment back to all those that have left comments. Benoni, I recognize you from yesterday. Durban, Limpopo. Great stuff, guys. And what really well done for coming here, tuning in for all the nights and trying to change your future. Okay, let's get started. I think I'm just going to carry on letting people in as we get started. It takes a while for everybody to be able to join in. PMB. PMB is at Pietermaritzburg, I think. Okay. Estelle, join in. Okay, so I think most of you know me, but I'm just going to give a quick introduction. That I've been teaching online for 6 years now. I've taught about 15,000 lessons online. I started off working for a company, a full-time ESL company, and then I'm shifted to Amazing Talker, which is a marketing platform. It was really successful there. Was an interviewer and a mentor for other teachers on that platform. Then I started getting some private students. I still work on Amazing Talker because I like Amazing Talker. But I have a lot of private students now, and I also help out on a Chinese moms group every now and then when they need some extra people and they ask me to please help them out, then I help them out there too. So I kind of have a little bit of a mixture of everything going on. Okay. So for me, one of the most important thing is to set goals and to achieve them, and to others do the same. And it's right at the beginning of 2026, guys. So set yourself that goal of let's set ourselves a goal of what do we want to achieve this year in 2026. Like, how are you going to set this goal for yourself? What is your goal going to be for 2026? And how are you going to achieve that goal? So let's see in the comments, what's your goal going to be? What are you going to set for yourself now? Like, you've been here for 2 nights, or this is your 3rd night for some of you. Like, what are you taking out of this? What's your goal? And like, how are you going to achieve that goal that you've set for yourself? Let's see what some of your goals are. Okay, so, and for me as well, one of my goals is to really help other teachers and to get people to thrive and do well in the online space as well. Let me know what your goals are. Okay. I'm not going to go over all this again. because most of you have been here already. But you can just quickly read through it if you haven't been here before. But just for me, like, I started teaching at a company, and I think that's what laid the foundation for me, was teaching at a company, because I learned you had to be, the company I was working for had a lot of rules and regulations, and we were fined for like literally everything. So you would lose a lot of your salary if you did not stick to what the rules and stuff were. So it actually taught me to be a really good online teacher, because you get so scared of being fined that you learn how to do everything correctly. Like, you learn to make sure that your tech is right. You learn to make sure uh, that you are prepared, and that you wake up on time, and that you start your lesson on time, and that you do good timekeeping. These are all good things that you learn at an online school, okay, or online company. Maybe you don't get paid so well at them, but it's good skills to learn. And then take that forward into either going to a marketing platform that we talked about yesterday, or going and becoming an independent teacher eventually, which is your golden ticket. Let's have a look and see what everybody's saying over here. To apply the knowledge I've acquired, and start with recording videos and actually apply. Good. I've been hesitant for a while due to lack of knowledge and direction. Great, Bongi. I like that. That's a great goal. So write it down and put a date on something as well. Like, if you don't put a date on what you're wanting to do, like, it also just gets left in the air. So, like, take whatever you've put as your goal now and go and put a date towards it, and say, this is what the date is when I want to achieve this that I'm going to set out to do. Get out to make a difference, learning something new and generate income to invest. Get a well-paying online job. Oh, great. Join your membership program and start to apply for ESL jobs. Good. Goal to be successful in the ESL space for 2026. Love it. To get into a good online company and get the experience and earn an income. Awesome, guys. I like those goals. Okay. Without a goal, if you don't actually write down a goal, it's just a wish. Okay, so you actually have to write it down, and you have to make a plan to achieve that goal, so that it becomes a reality and not just a wish of what you wish is going to happen. Okay, we did this yesterday, so I'm not going to do it again. Okay, I'm going to briefly talk about my membership now at the beginning, so that I don't have to do it at the end, and then we're going to go into tonight's training. I am adding on one extra night tomorrow night. It's only for people that are interested in joining the membership. I'm going to be doing a special, just a half an hour Q&A and a half an hour like an info session to let you know more about and show you some of the back office and show you exactly what you get in the membership. So I will send that out later tonight, so anybody that's interested in it can join tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for that. To start my 120 TEFL training in February, enroll into Kathy's classes and start applying for jobs as soon as I get my qualifications. Nice, Sunday. To learn an online teaching job by the end of February. Great. I like the date. Good. I like that. And to buy myself a car by June with an income earned from this job. Awesome. I love it. Okay, love it. To be more confident and take up the challenge of working online from my own home. This training helped me overcome my fears. Join your membership program and grow as much as I can. Awesome. I love these goals. They are absolutely amazing. Okay. I love you. And your goals are looking really good. Okay. And remember, just go back and put dates about when you want to kind of achieve whatever you set in as your goals. Okay. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit more about my membership again. And as I said, some of you are new, so you haven't been through this before, so I'm going to go over it one more time. Okay, so option one is you can either go at this alone with no guidance and support from anybody in the field. You can Google things, you can try and figure it out on your own, like I did in the beginning, and it was awful until I found someone to help me. This runs the risk of you struggling to lay a solid foundation and missing the mark on attracting and converting students and not getting hired. Or you can go for the option 2 route. You can 100% commit to taking action and changing the direction that your life is going to take by becoming a successful online teacher. So you can claim back your power and you can strive to becoming a business owner. Okay, so being a teaching business owner, which is your golden ticket to the freedom that you maybe desire. Okay. So you're invited to join my membership. Okay, and I'm really excited about this membership because before I used to do like the 6-week course, and I used to do what do you call it, making your own program courses and creating your own curriculums and all these like short little courses and stuff that I used to sell to people. But then I thought, okay, people more need like a mentorship, and they need something where it's like a one-stop shop almost kind of thing, like that, not a shop, but a one-stop place where you can kind of get whatever you need to really get you started in the online industry. Okay, and so that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a one kind of program that shows you exactly how to start your online teaching business and giving you step-by-step systems, guidance, and support to get you started the right way. Removing the guesswork for you and the uncertainty. And I'm there available for you while you are in the membership to ask me any questions. If you get stuck or you suddenly get a demo lesson, like, you're able to WhatsApp me and ask me for help, and I'm there to support you in that way. And so this is going to help to ease you into it and give you more confidence. Okay, so you're going to learn how to build a solid foundation for your online teaching business using proven methods. You're going to learn how to create a teaching brand that stands out and attracts the right people. Okay, because what you want to do is, like, there's so many people that are going for the same job as what you are going for. You want to know, what can I do so that I can stand out from the rest of the people, so that people look at me and choose me, and I get that job that I'm really wanting to get. Okay, you're going to learn how to navigate tech, because you're going to be doing things that require you to do tech. So you're going to start getting used to the tech, so then it starts to become less overwhelming and you don't feel like you're swimming whenever you're having to do something that is tech related. You learn how to create and how to deliver a successful demo lesson. And every month in the membership, I always have, it's coming up next week, Thursday, I have a practice Thursday. It's one-on-one, and everybody gets 20-minute slots. Okay, so you can book your 20-minute slot on that Thursday, and you can do a demo lesson with me, and I will be your student, and I'm going to give you feedback afterwards. So it would be like you would do with a company, because this is what I used to do at Amazing Talker when I was doing it, and now I just don't have time to do that there. And I'll be giving you feedback on your demo lesson and telling you like where you can improve on that. Okay, so that happens on a Thursday once a month, and that's coming up next week. You're going to know how to build a successful resume. You would give me your resume to look at, and I'll give you pointers and tips and things that you can change on that, and how to improve it. And you're going to learn how to be a successful teacher, and how to manage and run your own business, because that's important too. Because when you start working for yourself and you start having private students, you're going to be running this like a business. Okay, so you're going to have to keep track of your income, keep track of your lessons, keep track of your students. All of those things need to happen. Do you have to have already paid to? No, as long as you join before Thursday. Okay, otherwise the next time will be next month again. But I do it every month. I take one Thursday in every month, and that's demo lesson and practice. And then there's a few slots, and people can choose the time that they want to for that. Okay. If you need materials for it, I can also give you materials for the actual lesson as well. And if you want to use your own materials, you're able to do that too. And then we look at common problems that people have in the classroom. Okay, because you do get quite a bit of problems. Okay, included in the membership as well is my really successful course that I ran for like 2 years. And it's called the Let's Get Hired course, and includes every single thing that you need to know on how to get hired. I think there is something like 70 or 80 videos in the course. So you can watch it from module 1 to module 6, and you're going to learn everything that you need to know, from creating a CV and a cover letter to learning how to use Zoom and ClassIn, and setting up a PayPal and a Payoneer account and a Wise account. Like, all those kind of things are covered in this course, and that's in the classroom in school for you to have access to. It's all loaded in there. And okay, sorry, that's what it was before. And I just want to skip past this. And then it's $25, which is about, I don't know what it is today. I keep saying that because I still haven't checked it. I think it's like 425 or 430 Rand. I'm not sure what it is, but it's $25. I think the Rand is sitting on something like 16.50 or something today. Okay, so what you get inside the Teach English with KathyB membership club is weekly content drops. Like, each week you're going to get new easy to follow lessons, tips, strategies, like how to find students, mark yourself online, create great lessons, use teaching platforms. Everything's designed for you to take action and see results. Okay, if you don't take action, you're always going to stay in the same place that you're in now at this present time. So this is to try and get you to move forward and to actually do something. Okay, start every day with a positive mindset. We're going to put daily inspiration quotes and quick challenges. Sometimes you might find there's a challenge for you to do in the day, and you can either do the challenge or you don't have to do the challenge, but it's like there to improve what you're busy doing. So, like, I would say, while you're in the membership, take full advantage of what you're busy doing. Okay, and then twice a month you have live Zoom calls for coaching, and there's always a Q&A session where you can always ask whatever you want to. Like, it doesn't have to be about whatever the topic for the live coaching is on. You can ask questions on anything that you are struggling for at this time. These calls are relaxed and interactive, and it's a great way to stay accountable. And then bi-monthly, we're going to get guest speakers. Okay, obviously it's been December, people have been on holiday and stuff, but next month in February, we're going to be getting our first guest speaker who's going to be coming to share some business advice with us, so who's also been in the teaching business. Okay. And then there's a resource library. I did briefly speak about it yesterday. There's a lot of templates in it. There's some free books in there that you can make lessons out of. There's icebreakers, lesson ideas, platform comparisons, startup guides, things for adults, things for kids. Okay, so it's like a whole range of things. And then plus you get the community that's there. And it's just to help you to really become accountable to yourself and accountable, and have somebody who you are accountable to so that you start actually taking action. Okay. And I will pop, I think I did copy the link. I think I did copy the link. I don't know if I did. Okay. Let me see if I did. Okay, I did. I've popped the link into the chat box. You can just save it, but it will also go out in the email. And as I said, we'll do a whole session on it tomorrow night, just for half an hour. I'll take you into the school community, and I'll show you exactly what's in the classroom, and you can have a look at how everything works inside there. Okay, I thought I saw another question here. Okay, so what you overcome is, it's definitely going to help you to overcome the uncertainty of how to get started and how to move forward and how to get over the fear of failing, because a lot of us have a fear of failing. Like, what if I try and do this thing, but it doesn't work out, and what will people think about me? Like, it's all those kind of things that you're going to really get over. Okay, how to upskill yourself so that you can start earning more an hour, and how to get out of being stuck in the same teaching cycle. Okay. So I know, like, sometimes you think, oh, I don't have time to be in a mentorship, or I don't have time to do another course, but there's always time to upskill yourself. Like last year I did a lot of extra things to like really upskill myself. I did a life coaching course as well, which is a bit different from teaching, but I just thought I can really use the extra help and like support that I know how to support the teachers. I know how to support my students, like by doing a life coaching course. And so I did that for a few months of last year with like a proper life coaching course, not these cheap things that you buy. And so I feel like confident going forward, helping other people as well. Okay, I just want to see. Okay, it's a monthly membership fee. It's $25 a month, and it runs from whatever date you join to the same date the following month. So say you join on I don't know what the date is today. Say you join on the 10th of the month, it will then expire on the 10th of the next month and or renew on the 10th of the next month. So if you're not wanting to be in it for the following month, then you would just leave the group or you would cancel it before that date of when it is due to renew again. So it will come out in rands. It will convert it into rands. But I set it as $25 because the rand changes all the time. And obviously, there's people from different countries that are going to be in the membership as well, not just South African. So it's $25, like made it in dollars so that it's more universal. And also the school app works in dollars. So it would come out in rands though. You would just work it out before the time how much it is in rands. But I think it's probably about 430 rand at the moment, I think, or 420 something. 25 times 16.5. It's probably about 420. Okay, or maybe even less because the rand has been so bad. Okay, let me go on. Okay, so tonight we're going to look at some of the things we haven't looked at yet, and then I'm going to end up telling you a little bit about the TEFL for those of you that haven't done your TEFL course yet. And for those of you that are wanting to look at different companies to apply on, pop over to my YouTube channel. In my YouTube channel, you will see there's 2 different videos on different companies that you can apply to. One has got 24 companies that you can apply to. So there's a whole video on different companies and it reviews them a little bit and talks a little bit about them. And then there's another one that's got 10 companies that you can apply to. Some of those, the ones that are in the 10 might not be for South Africans. There's like some international ones, but there's quite a few that South Africans can still apply to and people from Africa. Okay, so pop over there and you will see those things are quite in detail of different companies that you can apply to. Okay, so first of all, we're going to look at managing students' behavior in the classroom. Okay, so it's really important when you get a job as an online teacher that you learn how you can manage your students' behavior in the classroom. And it's completely different to how you would do it in your traditional classroom setting. Okay, so let's look at what is classroom management. The term classroom management refers to the skills and the techniques teachers use to make their classroom an orderly place where learning can actually happen. So effective classroom management helps you to minimize behavior problems and disruption, leading to an environment where students are organized and focused and they feel part of a community if you are doing like a group lesson. So we all want our classrooms to be like this, don't we? But it doesn't happen by magic. And you may find yourself have trouble maintaining a positive environment in an online classroom. Okay, kids feel tired, kids feel sick. If you're teaching children, they lose focus. You can see a lot of the behavior issues would happen with in a children's classroom or in a kid's classroom, whereas with an adult classroom, you're not really going to have to really manage behavior issues because most adults want to be there because they are paying for themselves to learn English, whereas children are probably being forced by their parents to come and learn English. Okay, so let's look at reasons for bad student behavior. There's lots of reasons why students may have bad behavior or act inappropriately in a lesson. But it's important to be informed so that you can implement effective classroom behavior management. So let's look at some of them of why do these students misbehave. Okay, first of all, the biggest one in an ESL online classroom is the student doesn't know what to do. This is a huge problem, and this is a very common problem, both online and probably in your traditional classroom too. And first of all, try to make sure that any activity or task that you do, the student knows what to do. The student is clear about what they have to do. Like, get them to repeat what you've said to them. Give clear, short instructions step by step. Do an example with them, maybe even together with, if you're doing it in a group, or if with a student, if it's one-on-one. If it's a speaking activity, like, model it first with them if you think they're not going to understand what you're saying to them, and really check that they understand what you're trying to get them to do. Check the students have understood the instructions by getting them to demonstrate the activity to you or to explain the activity to you, because often you'll say to them, oh, do you understand what I'm asking you to do? And then they'll just say yes, but they don't actually know how to do the task or what you're actually asking them to do. Okay, so you need to then ask them to really explain to you what you are busy doing. Okay, sometimes the task is too easy for them, or sometimes the task is too difficult for them. Like, you can see when you're losing a student because the task is too difficult. It's really important to provide activities like of a suitable level to our students. But sometimes you might have more than one student in a lesson if you're doing group lessons, and then this can be tricky, because the one company when I first started, used at the end, before I left there, they were doing group lessons, and you would have an adult, a child of 5 years old, a child of 8 years old, a child of 15 years old, all in the same classroom, all with different abilities. And it's almost impossible to teach them one piece of content. So it can be tricky. In the online classroom, it's more difficult for students to show they need help. So make sure that you plan ways of offering support or a challenge for students who may actually need it. Okay, and sometimes I've looked at some students that are really beginners. You can see it in their eyes that they almost want to start crying because they really don't know what to do. They really trying their best. Their parents are maybe shouting at them from the background. And then you got to try and make a plan to try and bring down the level a little bit, or to do something fun to bring them back so that they feel happy again and you can continue with your task. Okay, then the other issue is that the student isn't always actively involved. So some students thrive off attention, as you know, in the traditional classroom. When these students feel left out, they can start to behave inappropriately. Okay, so try to involve this type of student by giving them extra responsibility or leadership roles. Okay, that's if you're in a group. If you're in a one-on-one, you would also see some students, especially the older students, may try and do their homework while you are busy teaching them, or they may play games on their computer. You can always see they'll be looking down at something all the time, or if they're playing games, they'll maybe be smiling, or you can hear a slight noise in the background. And sometimes I've had a student that a friend phones her during her lesson, and then she pretends she's coughing. And then she puts her microphone off. But in the meantime, I've heard her phone ringing first of all. And then suddenly she'll start coughing, and she'll put her camera and her microphone off, and she'll disappear for a few minutes and then come back again. Okay, so, but she's been talking on the phone to her friend. Okay, so you have to try and think of ways to stop that if you can do that. So think of a way to make the student feel important and give them roles of a responsibility to do in the lesson. Distractions are everywhere in the online classroom, so you can't control what is happening in the student's home. Sometimes students' parents are fighting while you're busy doing a lesson, or sometimes siblings are running, playing at the back and fighting with each other, or running over the top, or you have a cat that comes and jumps onto the screen. What else have I had? TV full on blaring at the back, train rides, lessons, airplane, in the airport, lessons, on the bus, in a taxi, like all these kind of things happen while you are doing lessons. Okay, but still it's important to make sure the students and their parents know how to make the online learning experience as productive as possible by removing, if possible, any distractions such as background noise, interruptions, toys, games. The students have all these things nearby, and you can maybe just ask them to close it or to put it away or to show you what they've got. As soon as I say, oh, what's that you've got in your hand? Then it quickly disappears. They can be even distracted by their thoughts as well as environmental factors, which I've talked about. Okay, sometimes a student can also be worried about something and they find it hard to concentrate in class. Like I've had a student who got her marks back from her English exam that she had done at school, and she made a silly mistake and lost 2 points and ended up with 97% or something, or 98% instead of 100%. And her mom was so angry with her that she was shouting at her the whole time that we were busy doing our lesson, and all the girl wanted to do was cry, and she couldn't concentrate on the class. Okay, so these things happen, and you got to try and work through them. And like that's why I did the life coaching course as well, just because like I have some teenager students and stuff now as well, and sometimes they just want to talk about stuff as well. Okay, so 5 effective online classroom management strategies that you can have. Okay, so number 1 is you can set clear rules. Like students need to know what your ground rules are from day 1. Set out your expectation in that first lesson that you do with them, like your trial lesson or the very first lesson that you do with them. It will have a positive impact on your online learning environment. So they know how far they can push you, and they know what you will stand for in the lesson. Make a classroom management plan for yourself. Like planning is essential for smooth lessons. However, many teachers only plan the content. Okay, what they do and what the students will do, but they don't actually plan for other classroom dynamics and things like what might happen in the background and stuff. Like try and make a backup plan so that you can think of, okay, I had this student last time and this and this and this happened with that student. Like, what can I do this time if that same situation happens again? Have routines, like especially if you're going to be teaching kids. Like have a routine with them so that they know, okay, this is what I do. When I go to Miss Kathy's class, I know this is what I'm going to do. She's going to say hello to me. How was my day? Can you tell me something that I did in the day? She's going to ask me how I'm feeling today, what was good about my day, what was bad about my day, what I enjoyed doing at school, what I ate for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whichever she chooses. And then we're going to start our lesson. We're going to do our lesson. And at the end of the day, she's going to ask me something that we did in the lesson, and then maybe she's going to ask me, what am I going to do when my lesson is finished? Okay, and so you're establishing a routine with them so that they feel safe and they know what to expect in the lesson. Especially sometimes you may get students who might have a few special needs or something, who like that structure and they like to know what is going on and what will happen in every lesson. Like sometimes I can't even change my background, and then it will throw some of my students off. Like I have a couple of autistic students, and I have a couple of other students that like have special requirements. Okay, and so like if I'm going to change something, maybe I'll say to them the week before, okay, like next week when you come, don't get a fright or don't be too surprised because I'm going to do this next week. Okay, just so they kind of know what to expect. Okay, so starting and ending your lesson with a short and simple routine is the best way to establish a structure with them. And it can be as simple as talking about the weather or something that they did that day. It like really doesn't have to be complicated. And the best part about doing that is you get to know your students, and like they'll tell you things, and like the next week you can even come back to them and say, oh, and how was that test? You were telling me about that you were going to be doing a test. How did your test go? what was your score, like show them that you are interested, make notes, keep a book, make notes. Sometimes they may tell you it's their birthday coming up, like make notes on those. Okay. This goes into building a relationship. So like every teacher eventually develops their own classroom management style. Teaching becomes a lot easier when there's a positive atmosphere in your class. So greet your students as soon as they come into your class. My students are probably, I open my class and everything's there. And when I have private students, I probably only come in like right before the lesson starts. Because if I come in with my camera, when I come in with my camera off and I wait for like 1 or 2 minutes, then they're going to say the whole time, Miss Kathy, can you hear me? Miss Kathy. So often I come in I'm right in the waiting room and I come in like just before. But if I'm working like on a platform or something, then you have to make sure that you're in like well before the time with your camera off and your microphone off. Okay, so just really build rapport with the students, like I was saying to you, ask them about their lives, make a note of their interests and what they like to do. Like how did that basketball match go? Did you play basketball today? Okay, so like all of those kind of things really make a huge difference. And it also shows the parents that you really care. Like I'm speaking specifically about like kids here. Like you're going to keep those kids with you for a really, really long time. Maybe they're going to become long-term students of yours. Okay, because you show an interest in their life. You know exactly, I can tell you what's going on in a whole lot of my kids' lives, like right now, what's going on, because I've built up this rapport with them and I know what's all happening in their life, so that I know like the next time I see them, I'm going to ask them something about something that they've been doing. Okay, and even if you have adult students, you can be interested in what they're doing. Like one of my adult students was leading a workshop on Christmas Day. He had a workshop that he was planning. I think it was a planning workshop for 2026. And it was quite a challenging workshop that he had to do all this planning work and stuff with. And so when I saw him after his workshop, I asked him, oh, how did your workshop go? How were the days? And then he told me how his workshop went. And then I said to him, oh, and then how was the team building exercise that you had planned with them? And then he told me about the team building exercise that he had. And all these kind of things that you do is building up relationships with your students to keep that student with you for a long time, because they know that you're interested in them and you're interested in like their lives and what they are busy doing. Okay. Use praise, like no matter your classroom, what your classroom management style is, what your classroom philosophy is, or your teaching style, the best way of helping students to follow rules is by praising them. Okay. When they do the right thing. Okay. Don't praise them if they do something wrong, but praising them when they do something right, or when they like someone that really struggles to learn English and they do something really well, like really make a fuss of them that they've done amazing. Like one of my students today, he doesn't speak very good English and we're busy doing phonics and we're on level 4 of the Oxford phonics now. And he had an awesome day today because he was concentrating. He was able to answer all the questions. He was able to do the activities that I asked him to do. And like I said to him at the end, wow, you did so amazing today. Like, well done, Toby. Like, what a difference today. And he was like so happy that I praised him like that. He even went and told his mom how many trophies he got for his lesson in that day. Okay, so let them know, be enthusiastic about it. Like positive reinforcement usually works much better than calling somebody out for negative behavior. It makes the students feel good about themselves, a feeling that they may want to replicate. Like I have a student, Celine, she's been also with me for a really long time. And she always says to me, I'm her favorite teacher, her best teacher, because I'm the only teacher that doesn't shout, okay? I don't shout at her. I'm always kind to her, always listen to how she's feeling, and she can tell me whatever she needs to tell me about what's going on in her life, okay? Because she's like 14 years old and she likes to talk to someone about something, and she knows I'm not going to judge her and I'm not going to shout at her like maybe some of her other teachers do, okay? So this is the kind of relationship if you're wanting to have a student for long term. We're going to go into a lot more detail of managing classroom behavior in the membership. Okay, so let's look a little bit about platforms to teach on. An online platform is one of, if not the most important tools that you need as an online teacher. So without a reliable platform, you have no way of connecting with your students. And you're going to be limiting to growing your business locally in your own town, okay? Which has its limitations. We're in South Africa. We don't want to earn in rands, okay? Those of you that are in South Africa. I know some of you are from Nigeria, and I saw someone from Lesotho. Okay, so like you don't want to earn in your local currency, you want to earn in dollars. So you want to be doing things globally so that you can earn a better income. So therefore, you need a platform that you can teach on. So many teachers use software such as Zoom or Classroom, and often companies have their own integrated platforms too. Like, did you know, like over the last 2 years, many companies are offering online platforms designed with teachers in mind. Like a lot of companies have started creating their own platforms, and they know like what you need as a teacher to make your platform work effectively. Like, for instance, Amazing Talker has just started, they have just created their own online platform, whereas before they used to connect through Zoom. So like you'd go into your classroom and you press your connect to your classroom and it would open your Zoom app, okay? Although it's through their Zoom, you would have to have the app downloaded on your screen. And now they've taken, and it was difficult for some students to connect, especially from China, as they're not allowed to use Zoom in China. So what Amazing Talker has done is they've gone in and created their own platform, and they've taken everything on like very similar to Zoom, like all the functions that people like in Zoom, and they've put that into their own platform. So that like when teachers are now changing from working on Zoom to working on Amazing Talkers platform, it's like almost the same. Like you're not going to struggle to learn a new thing because it's kind of the same kind of thing. Okay, so a lot of places are doing that kind of thing. This means that not only do you have more options to choose from, but newer technology offers like better tools and better features that you can use with your students, leading to increased enjoyment and engagement. Oh, something happened to my engagement word there. Okay, so let's start with Zoom, because a lot of us know Zoom. And it's probably the most well-known platform on our list, okay? Zoom as an online platform for teacher can work really well. It offers an easy way for students to connect with you via a class link or a code. Once in the class, you and your students can use the whiteboard, you can use the chat box, and you can use the screen function to chat. Okay, so like we're on Zoom at the moment now. And Voov is very much the same as Zoom too. Okay, it looks almost identical to Zoom. It also has emojis that students can use to interact in class, which works very well in group classes, where students can use the hand emoji to raise their hand as well if they want to ask you a question. The same as in Classroom, they can also raise their hand to ask you a question. With Zoom, you can also record your classes, which is a key feature many online teachers like. You can use those recordings then, and you can send it to your student to review it after class, or for you to use to review a student's progress. Okay, so like you can use this on your marketing platforms, or you can use this as an independent teacher. You can record your classrooms. Okay, if you're working for a company, the chances are they're going to probably be recording your classroom. Because if a student complains about you or something happens, like tech, they'll go and review that recording and they'll say whether it's your fault or whether it's the student's fault. So they do record all the lessons. So if you're a new teacher just starting out, then maybe your initial fees might be small. The good news is that Zoom offers a free plan up to like 40 minutes. And then I think, I'm not sure how many students you can have, quite a few students on that free plan. If you need longer for your classes, then you have to purchase a paid plan. Zoom's Pro plan is more than sufficient for you to use, and it costs about 119 pounds a year, or $149 a year, or most people pay monthly, which is $12.99 a month or $15.99 a month. And then obviously whatever the exchange rate it would convert, is just look at that. It's about $15.99 a month, I think. And times that by 16.5. So okay, at the moment it's about 263 Rand a month. Okay. And I've just upgraded to add so that I can have more people on my Zoom meeting, because with the pro plan, you can only have 100 people. So if I'm wanting to have more than 100 on, then I just upgraded it to like an extra $3 a month or something. And now I can have up to 300 people, I think, at a time on my Zoom meeting. Okay, so let's look at the pros. It's got a free plan up to 40 minutes with fewer than 100 attendees. It's a reliable program and its ability to record meetings. And Zoom works really well. Even if your internet is not fantastic, it's still going to work quite well. Okay, so a con of Zoom is it doesn't have a lot of interactive features. It's very basic, so it's actually easy to learn because it's basic. Students can't easily engage with the materials without annotation tools or sharing their controls. So like I wouldn't share my controls or give control of my computer to a student. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Okay, then ClassIn. I love ClassIn, but it's a little bit expensive. Okay, so ClassIn is an oldie but a goodie where online platforms can, like are concerned, and they've just recently, like in the last month, I haven't actually updated this. They've changed their whole payment structure, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's very well known and was actually used by several of the old big ESL companies as their teaching platform. So you need to learn how this platform works because a lot of companies still use it. So you can sign up for a free account. It includes a range of features helping independent online teachers run their business effectively and professionally. I personally love ClassIn. You'll see a lot of my videos that are in ClassIn. I really do like it. Okay, so the features include being able to send messages to students. Okay, so like it has like a little, it has like a message box on the side, so you're able to interact with your students during ClassIn. So you can send them messages on the chat box, and you're able to attach files. So you can upload all your files, so you don't need to share your screen because it's all uploaded into ClassIn. You can grade homework if you want to grade homework in there. You can produce learning reports for individual students if you wanted to do that. They have that feature. You're able to make use of breakout rooms, which I never use. You can use a range of teaching tools, like a timer is great. I use a dice often for some games and stuff. There's quiz questions, and you can upload your teaching materials to the classroom. Is a big, big, big plus for me. Okay, not having to share my screen. As soon as you're sharing your screen, maybe you're making your screen slower. Being able to upload it is absolutely great. Okay, so it has your own drive there in there. So although ClassIn has many, many tools integrated, including a visual reward for students to receive, it doesn't have a co-browser function, okay, meaning that interactions are limited. Like the students can draw and they can type, okay, but that's kind of all they can do. But I think that is kind of okay for them. They're able to do that, and they can also, like, when you're actually inside the classroom, there is a chat box in the classroom too. So like if you have students of a different language, they could type in their language and you could translate it into English on your side. So if they really don't know the word that they're wanting to tell you, they could type it and then you can translate it and it comes out in English. So I like that as well. Okay, so ClassIn does offer a free version of its platform for educators to use, but it's very, very, very limited now. Okay, so you do not gain access to many of their tools with it, and you're limited to a 40-minute class. And I think they've cut it down, like from last month, to only 10 a month. It used to be 20 classes that you could do per month, but now there's only 10 on the free option. Their website is like very difficult to understand what's going on in terms of pricing. But their pro account is like what most independent teachers would need, and it costs about $300 for the year. Okay, so it's quite pricey. But this doesn't include unlimited classes, and it offers this they changed the whole. You used to be able to, for that $300, actually, if you paid the $300 once off, you got unlimited classes available to you. Okay, then they came out with this new thing now that you could pay a certain amount per month, which worked out to about 250 Rand a month. But you only get 20 hours of teaching for that, and then you have to top up. So it was costing me about 230 Rand a week. Probably I was paying about 1,000 Rand a month to keep my classing going. So now they had a new thing that came out. They had a promotion over December that you could get a 6-month subscription, almost like a business subscription. And then it was going to cost 2,000 Rand. It worked out to 2,000 Rand when I converted it. And that lasts me for the whole 6 months. Okay. So I did that because I use Classing all the time, and I'm spending probably 1,200 Rand a month on Classing anyway. So this way, doing it that way, I got like 4 months basically free, and I don't have to worry that my time is going to run out, because when your time runs out and you try and log on, when your money runs out, and then it says that your school has shut down. Okay, and then parents are like messaging you saying, I can't get into the lesson. It says that your organization doesn't exist. And so that's just like, their payment structure is not good. Okay, so pros, it provides some excellent teaching tools to help engage students, and it includes messaging and the ability to send files to your students all from the same platform. And it works very, very, very well for Chinese students. And it has the translation tools that I was telling you about. The cons is its basic plan is not enough for an established online teacher. Okay, its pro plan is very expensive when you compare it to Zoom or to Vuv that's free. Okay, so it definitely has a lot of cons, and they're all to do with expenses. But for me, it's still the best option because it works the best on my computer. It works the best for Chinese students. And I find that Vuv is just very, very, very glitchy. Okay, so I'm going to go on to looking at TEFL certificates and why they matter. So let's think about what is, before I go into that, like in our membership, we'll go over some other platforms, but I just chose 2 platforms to look at that are like kind of the most used for now. Okay, and that was Zoom and Classroom. Students don't pay to use Classroom. They just download the app and you add them, like they'll send them like a QR code, and they add you, and then you accept their friend request, and then you open a classroom and you add them. So you paying to use Classroom, but the student doesn't pay anything. Okay, so let's look at TEFL certificates, because a lot of you have been asking about TEFL and why do they matter? Okay, so what is a TEFL certificate? TEFL is Teaching English as a Foreign Language. Okay, that's basically what it stands for. It's a qualification showing employers that you've been trained in teaching English, lesson planning, classroom online delivery, and student engagement. So many online companies require at least 120-hour TEFL certificate before they'll hire you. So don't go for anything less. Some companies do like an 80-hour one, but don't go for anything less than 120. Okay, that's your minimum requirement. Okay, why does it matter? Because without a recognized TEFL certificates, many online teaching platforms will just simply ignore your application. Or if they don't like the TEFL company that you have got, they'll also ignore your application. Okay, so employers look for, they often look for a 120-hour minimum certificate. They want to see like it had models on lesson planning, student engagement, online teaching practices, and proof that you understand how to structure and deliver lessons. Okay, they want to see that the TEFL certificate that you did through whichever company you did like has that thing. So they have their TEFL certificates that they recognize because it has those things in it. So benefits of having one is that you're going to get more responses to applications. It improves your credibility, and it opens doors to higher paying platforms and roles. So think of it as proof that you know how to teach, not just speak English. Okay, So why the TEFL certificates are important. Like employers often look, and I've just actually put that in again. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so key things to check before you enroll. Okay, when you're choosing a course, ask yourself, okay, these are the things that you want to make sure. So you can write them down if you want to. Like, is it 120 hours or is it more? Okay, that's what you're wanting to make sure. Is it internationally recognized? Because we don't want something that's just recognized in your own home country. You want to make sure it's recognized worldwide. Does it include practical teaching strategies? Does it have job support or tutoring with it? Is it accepted by online teaching platforms? Not all certificates are equal. Okay, so cheap and uncertified courses may not be accepted. Okay, so often some companies will think, okay, that was a cheap course or that was a free course. It's not worth anything. Okay, so let's look at, I did compare 10 TEFL certificates over here. There's a lot more and a lot more companies. There's so many out there, but I chose some. I was looking for things that were affordable for South Africans to do that were acceptable. So here are credible options that can help you qualify for online teaching jobs. Okay, so number one, there's the TEFL South Africa. Okay, that's about between 498 to 100 to 1,987 Rand, depending on the package that you're doing. If you're doing a 120-hour classic, or bigger packages include like extra modules that you can do. Okay, so you're going to look and decide what you're wanting to do. You're going to go for like the really budget way, or you're going to add on and get a bigger package. Okay, then there's one called the Cape Town. I haven't actually ever heard of this one before. The Cape Town TESOL SA. And this one it came in at number 2, though, as one of the top 2 for South Africans to do. 2,799 Rand for a 120-hour TEFL certificate. Okay, and so that one's from Cape Town. And then there's the third one option that you got is the TEFL Institute online. And it's about $129. Okay, so this one's a little bit more expensive. That's probably about just over 2,000 Rand for a 120-hour accredited course. Okay, that's when it's on sale. And it often does go on sale, so you can get that at that price. Then you have the TEFL org, which is global as well. It ranges between £151 to £380, okay, which is about 3,000 Rand to 8,000 Rand, depending on exchange rate and discount. Because a lot of these companies do run specials and do run discounts, so you got to just like look for that. Okay, then you've got one called the Bridge TEFL, which is $300 to $500, which is about 5,000 Rand to 8,500 Rand. Okay, and that's like a typical price. Okay, you do get like ones that are cheaper, like this one over here at the top, but that's kind of an average price. Okay, then you've got I2I TEFL, which is quite popular. And their courses vary widely. So sometimes they have promotions and they have low prices like $99. And then but they do have like different packages, and then their fees will like vary according to what package that you choose. So you got to just like look and see what it is and like what you can afford, and also like what it's going to give you. Okay, here's one TEFL.co.za, and that's 120-hour basic TEFL, and that's at like 499 Rand. Okay, that's quite cheap for us, budget local option. Then there's another one, TEFL.co.za advanced courses. That's between 650 Rand to 950 Rand for 140 to 180 hour. So this adds like extra value to what you're busy doing, and it's not that expensive. It might be worth paying a little bit extra to do a more advanced course. Okay, then there's the Uni Prep Institute, which is around $300 for a 120-hour course. And again, you're going to see like it varies, like they have specials that come up. These ones are all recognized. Okay, I specifically looked for ones that were recognized for online teaching jobs. I haven't put in any over here that are like a bit red flagged and have bad reviews. The TEFL org is 120-hour premier online TEFL. This is often discounted to about £150. Okay, so that's about 3,000 Rand. But that includes tutor support and a job center access afterwards as well. Okay, this one is quite popular as well. Okay, so, but I think like this one, the I2I TEFL is quite a good course as well. Okay, so there's like a couple of, like these are 10 options that I looked at. But prices obviously can change based on like whatever the promotions are, but always check the current costs before you like actually enroll. Like go and do a search of all the different ones and then come back. Yes, I2I is good, Poonam. Like there's nothing wrong with it. TEFL Universal, like some companies will accept it and some companies won't accept it. Okay, so it's like on the edge, but you will still get into companies with that. It is a lot better than doing teacher record. So you'll still get into places with that one. Daksha, I got my TEFL certificate from the TEFL Academy. That one is also recognized. Okay, but I've put like the top 10 over here, like ones that are really recognized and ones that there's like no problems with at all. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so I found this quick tips for South African teachers when I was busy searching. I said TEFL SA and Cape Town TESOL SA are both accessible locally with prices in South African rands, and there's no international fees with that. So you can look for payment plans or discounted bundles, especially around sale season. So they have times when they have their stuff coming on sale. And then a stronger TEFL, like more hours and tutor guidance, often improves your job perspectives as well. Like always confirm that the certificate is accepted by the online platforms you want to teach on before you enroll. So like maybe if you haven't done your TEFL yet, like go and look and see like what companies are you interested in applying to, and then look and see like, oh, is this TEFL certificate like acceptable by this company that I want to enroll in? Udemy is a company that sells like programs for a whole lot of different places. So like anyone can go onto Udemy and load a course onto there, and people can buy from them. Okay, so that's what Udemy is, and Udemy like discounts things very much. So like I would rather go directly through a company and buy my course through the company and not go through some place like Udemy. Okay, so just looking at TEFL certificates, like a final takeaway. Just want to see what this question is. TEFL on the beach, I heard, is it's like on the edge. Some places might recognize it and other places might not recognize it. How much did you pay for that course, Tembi? If you don't like maybe pop out how expensive was that course? Okay. So TEFL certification is not just nice to have. Okay. It's not, oh, I've got my TEFL certificate. It's amazing. Okay. In many cases, it's a ticket to getting responses and bookings. Okay. So that's how you've got to look at it. Like this is like, it's a teaching certificate. Okay. This is what you need to be able to teach English online. So aim for at least 120 hours. And if possible, choose a course with a recognized training and support. Like you can get those courses that come with training and support as well, because it just adds a little bit more, like it's recognized more, or it's like put in a higher standard, if I can say it like that. Okay. And also while you're busy doing the course, if you've got someone that if they have a little bit of support, then they're going to help you a little bit along the way. So investing in the right course will help you stand out in applications and increase your confidence as a teacher. And especially if you've never taught before, if you're not coming from a teaching background and you don't have a teaching degree, like this is going to be teaching you like what you need to do to become a teacher online. Like it's like giving you the basics. But if you go and buy, or if you go and get a free course that you just like buying the answers to, and you fill in those answers in, but you don't even know what you filled in, and you have no idea about any of the practical or any of the stuff, and you go and you hand that course in and you think that you're going to get a job like that. You're not going to get a job like that, because what do you know about teaching English to students? You know how to speak English, but what do you know about actually teaching it? Do you know all your grammar rules? Do you know all of those things that you need to know? Okay, so like really look at this as like something that you need to be able to teach online. Like this is an investment that you may need to make in your own business for your future. Okay. Okay, and if you are wondering what companies to apply to, check out my YouTube channels. There's a video on 24 different places to apply to, and a lot of basic information about the companies, okay, as well. I've broken down some information about those companies as well. Okay, so if you have more questions like what payment gateways to use, and where do I find students, and how do I find a curriculum, which software can I use, do I teach for an online school, or do I apply at a marketing platform, that is what the membership is for, okay? And it is, like I said, at the moment it's a bit cheaper because obviously the exchange rate has gone down, maybe because of all the politics and stuff that's happening around the world. Okay, so at the moment it's about 420 Rand, but it is a monthly payment of $25. And I did put the link in earlier, so that is there for you. I want to just see what questions were here. TEFL course was very nice. Sorry, I just wanted to see that. I paid $699 for 120 hours. The 140 hours is $299 on promotion. Okay, so like it does come with a price like attached to it. That is the beach one. I'm just looking for the name of that one. I saw it here just now. Sorry, Timmy, what was the name of that? I can't find that message now. Oh, TEFL on the beach. Okay, so like, and if you're unsure of your TEFL certificate that you're gonna do, like download ChatGPT onto your phone as well. And you can ask ChatGPT and say, I'm wanting to do this TEFL course. Is it recognized globally? And bring up like good reviews and bad reviews for it, and bring up prices for it. And it's going to compare things. And if you see, okay, it's got like some bad reviews, then rather don't go for something like that. Okay. TEFL Universal is recognized by some companies, and by some companies it's not recognized. Okay. But it is recognized by some. Okay. Then, okay, so this is the, if you are interested in finding out about the membership, then I'm just going to stop the screen sharing now quickly. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock again, I'm going to be doing just a little info session on the membership. So it's going to be the same Zoom link. I'll send it out tonight. And so you're welcome to join that. What I'll do is I'm going to open the membership up. Like I'll share my screen and I'll show you like what you get in the classroom and stuff. Give you a little background information on that. Okay, so that's like 8 o'clock tomorrow. But for those of you that aren't joining it, I hope you got enough like out of these last 3 days, okay, to really help you along your way. Go back into the YouTube channel. Let me just get my YouTube channel link quickly over here, and then you can copy it. There is a lot of useful information on there. It's like I've been trying to put things on there for you guys that you'd be able to use to like help you along the way. So go into it. You'll see like there's like tech requirements. There is sorry, I'm just copying this link. There's tech requirements. There's mistakes teachers make. There's stuff about platforms. There's stuff about places you can apply to, and then there is also all the like replays from the different workshops and stuff are in there as well. Okay, so it's worth like subscribing to it. If you subscribe to the channel, then like every time a new video comes out, you are going to get access to that. Okay, so I'm probably next week, or because I've loaded a lot of videos on now, probably like towards the end of the week, I've got a new video coming out that I've already recorded. So it's like got lots of helpful tips and stuff on about for becoming an online teacher. So just check it out. On that, you can copy that link and get in there. Okay, so the replays will go out tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next workshop, or I'll see you in the membership. And those that are joining tomorrow night, I'll see you all tomorrow night. Natasha, that's one of the things we cover in our membership, and that's like interview questions. There's a whole section on common interview questions that people do ask. Okay, so we do have that in the membership. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.